All right, guys, dinner time. So it's a little after 6. This is going to be a little bit of a longer dinner to make, but that's just because I didn't really prep before I left for work this morning. So the kids want air fryer wings, and you know how good they were the last time we made them. They were so good, we made them 2 nights in a row. Hang on, my phone holder is being silly. Let's see. There we go. I think now it's in there. Otherwise, I will drop you. Okay, so we're making wings. So I get my wings from Costco, the big packages. They come like this, like a row of like 6 or 8 of them. I don't even know. But when you take your meat out of the freezer, always put it in some sort of container like a batter bowl because they leak. So imagine if that was all over your fridge. Ugh, who wants to come home to, make dinner, and clean the fridge? No one wants that. So we are going to, let's see, we'll just cut the tops off of these. So I'll take my kitchen shears and we'll just cut these right open. There we go. Get rid of the offensive stuff here. Okay. Put these in the dishwasher. Okay. I'm trying to get the chicken off the counter or anything chicken related as quickly as possible. So what we're gonna do is freezer quart bag, and we're gonna put 1 package in this bag and 1 package in the other bag because we're gonna do a spicy wing for the kids because you know they all love it spicy. And then we're gonna do a barbecue wing for me because I'm not really feeling the spicy today. I'm actually just feeling like a nap, but what do you do? All right, so these are party wings from Costco. So they're like little chicken wingies, and then there's some that have like mini drumsticks. So it's kind of like a combo. You can see how 1 package fits in this quart bag, and then the other package will fit in this quart bag. And tomorrow is trash day, so this won't sit in my trash very long. But yes, I am using my chef's tongs to get these out of here, so I don't have to touch it. And then the potatoes, we're gonna do red potatoes, but we're gonna dice them and bake them at the same time that we're gonna air fry the wings. Because remember, this new air fryer and oven can do more than one thing at a time. And it can do different temperatures and different times. So, and then you can sync it and it finishes all at the same time. So it's pretty phenomenal that way. I just got chicken juice on the outside, dang it. All right, is there any more in there? Oh, there's one more hiding. Okay, one more. All right, one more. Okay. So then, let's go in the trash. All right, just had to wash my hands there. So the next thing we're gonna do, to make your wings crispy, you wanna add some baking powder. And this baking powder is nearly empty. So we'll just dump it in here. I don't measure, I just dump it in, okay? So if you're a measuring person, sorry. I used to be a measuring person for everything too, but I've gotten a little more skillful in the kitchen. So, all right. I'll just open the new container of baking powder. So this helps your wings be crispy. The other thing that helps that I have found is to actually take your wings out of the package, put them on a baking sheet, and then put them in your fridge overnight without any covering or anything, so they kind of dry out. I found that also makes my wings crispier. Now, obviously, I didn't do that today, so we're just gonna have to deal with what we have to deal with. And then you just smush it around, okay? So make sure you get some baking powder on each little wing here. But this is how we make our wings. I like to do a dry rub. I don't deal with the wet rub stuff because we dip everything anyway. So that is what we prefer at our house. Okay. Oh, this one had chicken juice on the outside, didn't it? No, I guess here we are. So we'll just rub these around. Get some all over. And then we're going to add seasoning. There we go. Okay. Let me just wash my hands here and grab a wipe. We will just wipe off the outside of this bag here. I just don't want to contaminate anything else. So, and I'm keeping my tongs here because they already have had chicken juice on them. So, all right. Because, you know, no one wants to get sick. So the first thing we're going to use is the honey sriracha. I think this is a new container. Yep, hasn't even been opened. We have 85 products retiring this month, if you guys didn't know, because new fall season starts September 1st. Make it sound like it's a TV show. The new fall season starts September 1st. And so, oh, that smells so good. So we have to make new room for the 45 new products that are coming. And then I'm sure you guys have all been affected by tariffs and things like that and increased prices on things. And so Pampered Chef is retiring a bunch of products, hopefully just temporarily once we get through this little hurdle here. And hopefully they'll bring some of them back. So, but they're just gonna go away because if it passes along, if the price increases too much, Pampered Chef just chops it. They'll either just retire a product or like this season, they're using a little different approach and just saying these are temporarily not going to be available. They may come back at some point depending on how things go. But they will not exponentially increase prices just in order to keep selling a product because that is not good customer service for our customers. So there are a few price increases in our upcoming catalog, but they are less than $5 and a lot of them are like 50 cents a dollar, something like that. Anyway, so not big increases. So if you're a Pampered Chef fanatic like I am, you don't have to worry about increasing your Pampered Chef budget too much. So, but the products that are coming out September 1st are amazing. I have them all. And they're all, well, I'm using some of them already. The cookware over, oh, can you see you can't even see my stove. I'm pointing at my stove that you can't see. So the stainless steel cookware is actually available now, and I love it. This stainless steel cookware is different than the old stainless steel cookware that I used to cook on that was not Pampered Chef. The old stuff I had, I seem to burn everything, and this doesn't do that. So I gotta read up and see what the differences are, but I'm finding it much easier to cook on this stainless than I have on any previous stainless. So I feel like that's a win. All right, these smell so good. I'm trying to get the guys at the bottom. Get the dudes at the bottom. All right, have we futzed with these enough? Probably. I can always sprinkle more on, right? Okay, so then we have to grab our air fryer racks because these are going to go in the air fryer on the air fryer racks that come with the air fryer. Okay, so we'll have to remember that the sriracha ones are a little more orange looking than the barbecue ones. That is what we'll have to remember. Just gonna wipe this off here. Okay. So the first thing we're gonna do is put our sriracha wings on this one. And I might have to put some more seasoning on, but we'll see. Actually, maybe they look pretty good. Maybe they look pretty good. So if you're just tuning in, I'm making air fryer wings for dinner. You actually get a cooking guide that comes with your air fryer. So you can look and see, like, how long do I cook these? What setting do I use? Because this air fryer is fancy. And so like, the settings and the things that you can do are like, oh my gosh. But yes, I'm just stacking these right on top of the other ones because it will be okay. I'm trying to remember how many there are of each. There we go. So this is just 2 packages of the Costco party wings. There we go. And I feel like this one needs a little bit more. A little bit more. And this one. There we go. Okay. So these we're actually just going to set over here real quick. Actually, maybe I'll put them over here. And then I need to set my air fryer. Let me bring you along. Probably be good if you're like, how do you set this fancy air fryer? Okay. All right. So we've got the air fryer on. It has two different compartments. You can open the door and to access both, or you can open one door at a time like that, okay? All right, so we're gonna hit the sync button so it lights up both. So the first one wants us to heat and crisp 30 to 35 minutes. So we're gonna do 35, okay? All right, so there's that one. Now the top is like, all right, what do you want me to do? So you have limited, you know, your options are different depending on what you choose down here. So we're gonna bake. And we're going to do 350 for, we'll do 40 minutes. Okay, so it's preheating, and this one is holding, okay? So it's preheating the top. When it's ready for us to add food, it will beep and say add food, okay? And then when we add food here, we're going to put our food in the bottom as well, and it will just automatically kick on. When it's time for us, for the air fryer, or the chicken wings, oh my gosh, to start cooking. I can't talk. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is dice up some potatoes. We're going to have diced baked potatoes, okay? So let me get my potatoes. And I'm just using some red potatoes, and I'm gonna use my 5-inch utility knife because you all know I love this thing. And I'm just quartering these, okay? At least those little ones. So they'll all be about the same size or so. Or so. But Chris and I like to make these baked potatoes. They're really good. And they're also good on the grill if you have cast iron and you have the time to bake on your grill. They are really good that way too. So I'm just kind of dicing these up. And we'll just throw them in there. And then we're going to bake these. And then our air fryer is going to do all the work of the timing of when our chicken wings need to start cooking. So that is what I'm making for dinner. Comment below what you're making for dinner, because, I mean, we have to make dinner tomorrow night too, right? That's the meanest thing about being an adult. And I'll tell you that in, you know, high school, by the way, when you're an adult, besides bills, you will have to make dinner every night. Like, the hardest thing, right? Anyway. Shouldn't complain, though. At least I have some skills now and can feed my children. So, all right. That was kind of a little guy. If you're looking for a good knife set, I highly recommend our Foundations knife set. Our other knife set is being retired. So if you have our block knife set with the black handled knives, you'll want to get the pieces that you want to fill out your block before they all go away at the end of the month. But our new Foundations knives set have this like grayish colored handle. And it's 4 knives. It's this utility knife, a paring knife, a bread knife, and a chef's knife. It's really all that you need. And hosts can get it for like under $100 when they host. So, I mean, that's a really good idea, and it's a good deal. And it comes in a block, a knife block, that you can actually store in your drawer. So you don't have to have it on the counter unless you really want to, because it is pretty. All right, so I've got that out of the way. Wipe one of these down here. Okay. All right. Shoot, I forgot to cut my butter. Hold on. Forgot to cut the butter, guys. That's okay, I'll just grab my little bar board. See how cute this is, little board? So then, we'll just cut this guy in half, because we only need a half a stick. If I did like a few more pounds of potatoes, I would do a whole stick, but we're not doing that. All right, half a stick of butter, because it makes everything better. There we go. Just in little cubes. And then I think I will use the barbecue seasoning on the potatoes. Oh, that means add your food, so I better hurry up. It doesn't do anything, it just sits there and waits for you, but it's gonna keep beeping. So, all right. So we're gonna take our seasoning of choice, which is the smoky applewood rub. That is what I'm using on the wings. And then we'll just go all over it and just kind of toss them around in there like that. There we go. And then we're gonna just add our butter here and there and everywhere. Here and there and everywhere. So we've got some good baked potatoes. Yummy, yummy. All right, I'm gonna show you the air fryer super quick. Remember we set it to sync? Both of them say add food. So I'm gonna add my food, hang on. All right, potatoes going in the top. Wings, there is a right way and wrong way. Wings going in the bottom. Because these are rectangular. And we're gonna remember that the barbecue, the smoky applewood, are on the top. Okay, then we put our food in, and then we hit start, which is the button. So see how this timer is starting already? 350, same temperature. This is gonna be 350 down here as well, but this is on hold. So once this gets down to 35 minutes, this will turn on. And then we're using the heat and crisp setting. So once it gets down to like the last few minutes, it increases the heat in here. So it becomes kind of like a broiler, and it really crisps up whatever is in there. So love that about this. If you're looking for a new air fryer, if you're looking to maybe not use your oven so much, I would highly recommend this. This is great for people with first apartments, people with small homes, things like that, or where you have like a smaller oven, or maybe it's just you, or maybe it's just you and your spouse or significant other. Like, this is great, but I'm making a whole meal for me and my teenagers. And you know how much they eat. So yeah, that's what we're doing. I definitely could have doubled up the chicken wings on both. I could have done 2 more packages and it would have been fine. So, and the potatoes, I could have doubled up on that as well because I only did about 3 pounds of potatoes. I definitely could have done more. So again, if you're in the market, you got to let me know because I want to get you one of these for 60% off, which brings it down to like 120 bucks. So super awesome deal. And it's Pampered Chef, so you know it's quality. It's going to last a long time. So, all right, since my dinner is in the air fryer and oven, I'm going to go sit down and do some crocheting. So I will see you guys later. Bye.